Tonight, state leaders set aside more time to answer questions about COVID-19 relief efforts in a tele-town hall hosted by Senator Patrick Leahy. Senator Bernie Sanders, Congressman Peter Welch, and Governor Phil Scott, along with members of his cabinet, were also on hand. Local 44's Devin Bates has more.
A new wave of relief for small businesses and hospitals is expected soon, but there's a lot of concern around making sure that gets to the right people in a timely fashion. This was the third tele-town hall hosted by Vermont leaders, but amid a global crisis, questions remain largely the same.
We took steps to try to assist the small stores, mom and pop shops, like those near my home in Middlesex. We made a high priority to expand the SBA's disaster program to include small farms and agricultural operations. Now, these steps are important, but we know it's not the time to let up.
As relief continues to work its way from Washington, the latest being a $484 billion package, many Vermonters say they aren't receiving that help, like the owners of Misty Mountain Farm in Townsend. In the meantime, they've been selling t-shirts to get by.
We have now been 6 weeks with zero income. I have spent hours online every day. We are not eligible for any of this huge amount of money that has been put out there for stimulus, and I'm concerned about the survival of our farm, but also of all the family farms in Vermont.
Governor Phil Scott has created a task force to identify gaps in relief funding, and the latest package from Congress will extend to small farms. As Senator Bernie Sanders put it, however, there's still more to be done.
How do we make sure that that money gets out to workers who have lost their jobs, the small businesses who are worried right now that they may never reopen? How do we get them the assistance that they need, even if they're not well connected and they don't have a whole bunch of lawyers and accountants to help them maneuver through the complicated process?
Another caller asked what's being done to ensure the right to vote safely in upcoming elections. Congress is eyeing efforts for November's presidential election, but Governor Scott spoke about efforts at the state level.
I know the Secretary of State has taken this seriously. He's working on this. It's a diligent effort, and we'll all work together to make sure that happens. We have a primary coming up in August 1st, and then we'll go from there. But I know that it's on the minds of many, and we'll make sure that people have the ability to vote here in the state.
Vermont Secretary of State Jim Condos recently wrote an op-ed in VT Digger where he said Vermont is well positioned to reduce in-person voting. He also mentioned that the state has set aside $3 million in COVID-19 relief funding specifically for elections. In Burlington, Devin Bates, Local 44 News.